In the stillness of the light, I am come. I am the Buddha within your heart. I am the fulfilling of the word of light. Night has an inner stillness, and the point of meditation, my beloved, is always upon the soundless sound and the inner stream as the moving stream of a wind or a water passing through self. Thus we follow the coursing of star fire and of the trackings of the light of Sanat Kumara. The psalmist has said, though I make my bed in hell, thou art there, thou art with me. Well, blessed hearts, there are those who take fiendish delight in polluting the airways and the sound ways with their impudent rock that is not the rocking of the cradle of the Christ child by the mother. But we need not dwell where this consciousness is, for we enter, as I will tell, the farthest years of beauty and purity. We are the living witness of the flame. We approach in this hour, celebrated as an hour of the turning of worlds and of cycles. We come in this hour, my beloved, to receive the chaliced heart of Sanat Kumara. Let us go deeply within, for we do not dwell in a world of sin, but in a world of light that is nevertheless congruent with this world of sin. We must be careful then that our footsteps do not poke through the etheric ceiling and descend to lower vibrations. We must take care that if we are of the light, which means we are of the etheric octave as origin and purpose, we will retain that awareness. We will dwell in it, and we will look as through a sphere of light into the world of sin, yet its sights and sounds will not be entered by us as though we believed that they were real. Some, by their fancying, by their fascination, cease to tread lightly and therefore step through the natural barrier of the etheric plane into astral vibrations and the lower order of things. This occurs in varying degrees based on the free will increment by increment of each living soul. Therefore perceive, blessed hearts, that to you some of the calamities that occur upon earth are hardly real, while to others there is a great wallowing in death and mourning and human sympathy and the horrors that are daily parading across the newspapers. Some find greater reality in unreality than they do in God, even though they may be a part of some organized religion. You can understand when taking stock of your very own self just how much you are integrated with etheric octaves by, first of all, determining just how real is the ascended master octave, the person of your favorite master, of angels and elementals, and two, just how real is all that is actually unreal. Proportionate then to your awareness and to your sustaining of either morbidity or self-transcendent joy, you may consider where it is that you truly live. I would hasten you then to the awareness that if you will it so, for the remainder of this very physical incarnation in which you are all commonly engaged, you may dwell in etheric realms of thought and feeling and experience. This is not only speculation on my part, it is dispensation, for I expand my aura and its vibratory frequency in the etheric plane to your own in this hour. My aura is a magnet to magnetize your own four lower bodies to a peak of performance, a pitch, if you will, that is etheric. But in this process, you must will it so. You must contain the electrode of Omega. You yourself must provide that polarity which will cause you, as it were, to adhere to my own auric emanation. Sometimes you will think that it is like clinging to ice, and other times you will feel the most natural bundling of yourself by the gentlest and warmest downy quilt. The etheric octave is, after all, native to your soul. And this world and the heaviness of the body and the burdens of the flesh are not a part of the etheric memory of your life at inner levels. Thus, my beloved, this is a compensating or complementary dispensation to that of Elohim. For while all of this turning of worlds is ongoing, I would provide solace and respite. While you are apart and in the very crossfire of the battle of Armageddon, I would be with you. I would hold you in the embrace of etheric spheres, even the spheres released and yet to be released by Elohim. there is a point of endurance. It is in the inner silence. It is in the closing out of all of the conditions of turmoil of the outer world. It is the finding of the point of light in the heart. I am most grateful to be in your presence this New Year's Day. For the hour has passed, and many upon earth celebrate a new year. It is all a part of the outer cacophony and experience that is somewhat of a wonder to those who have the deeper life of the inner community. Dear hearts liberated, we have often pondered how meaningless it is to celebrate a new year and a new dispensation if one has not made full use of the old, nor contemplates the turning of worlds in the new. What can the mere passing of a day bring if the soul is not prepared? But I will tell you why those who are not committed to life eternal do make merry. It is because out of winter solstice a new light appears, and therefore they will have new energy to go on, to dream their dreams, however imperfect, to plan their plans, to engage in reverie, in pleasure-seeking, or the success cult. My blessed hearts, we celebrate that which has meaning to us and others. Celebrate that which has meaning to them, however meaningless it may seem. Sometimes I express my gratitude to God that for one reason or another, however meager, life in a state of evolution upon earth can find hope, even when hope, as their wagon, is not fastened to the stars, but rather to almost paltry gains by heaven's standards. But at least there is hope, and therefore effort, and therefore an exercise of the flame of life. And it is our hope that in the course of some semblance of striving, souls who do have light in the heart will respond when you yourselves appear to lead them farther on the way. This is a very new experience for our messenger, whom I have counseled to go within, without sound or outer hearing, to experience a certain level of my own heart that is for the clearing of her heart. Therefore, with the outer ear, she does not hear the voice that speaks or the sound that is made in her own temple, but pronounces the words and hears the thoughts, and thus does not retain the outer awareness of that which you yourselves are hearing. It is an exercise of the yogis to cut off the outer sound. You would do well to do the same on occasion, for there is a sense of the separation of worlds when no sound is heard, even of one's own sound. This it is necessary to do to relieve the body of the heavy burden of world karma. As you have been turned in your attention to the study of prayer and meditation by Jesus and Kuthumi, I would mention it again. For many of you keep long hours in giving the dynamic decrees whose energies we require. And thus, sometimes you feel almost weary and need a complete change of consciousness, thought awareness, and entering in to new planes of your own causal body of light. I, Gautama Buddha, place my own electronic presence here, that throughout the dictations of Elohim, I might assist in anchoring within your world the spheres of your own causal body as these correspond to the causal body of Elohim. Thus Hercules and Amazonia in their coming have released the blue sphere, and you yourself are experiencing in your finer bodies the great blue sphere of your causal body, the protective sphere, the sphere of God's will and blueprint. The fineness of this sphere is experienced in going within. Therefore, I counsel you, once in 24 hours, leave the cares of this world, its vibrations, its conversations, its interactions. Leave by way of acceleration to the heart. A most opportune moment is before retiring or at the hour of dawn. This exercise in itself has been a saving grace for both messengers. It is a divine interchange. It is a moment when your own etheric body and consciousness saturates the lower vehicles with the sacred fire. And when the chakras send forth their balancing action to relieve tension and stress and strain. The sweetness of the abode of the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas can be yours, my beloved. You are intended to be there with us. One thing that will help is for you to play our dictations of previous New Year's Eve. For there you will find the thread of light and contact of my own being with that of Sanat Kumara in his release of the thought form for the year. In the inner planes, there is happiness, the hearing of the music of the spheres. There is the sounding of the note of the victory of worlds. There is the note of each one's causal body. There is the respite that some upon earth long for, as they, in fact, look forward to their own transition. This meditation of which I speak is for the inner self-transcendence, for the mounting of the spiral of being, for the experiencing of the cosmic self. Did you not know that you have a cosmic self and that you are a cosmic being? That which you experience in consciousness here below is such a small portion of yourself. But oh, how easy it is to become enthralled with that self and to think that it consists of the beginning and the ending of all existence. You have and you are beautiful selves. And therefore, I would enter your world to take you by the hand, to move from the surface of your sphere of life to what are in truth inner planes. Moving from the Mount of Hercules, you can anticipate the great sphere of Cyclopea. I would suggest that you concentrate in giving the dynamic decrees to the Elohim of God. For it is the mystery of your own cosmic being that I would have you pursue scientifically and with the greatest Buddhic concentration. You see in the great pause how full is the experience of the inner octaves, how there is no need for words for the conveyance of this great light emanation. You hear the sounding of the inner thunder as it rolls through the being of the messenger. The thunder is where one sphere merges into the next. It is the sound of movement, of the turning of worlds, one within the other. The sound of the rushing of the mighty waters of life so fills the being in meditation that all other sound is eclipsed. Blessed hearts, All worlds are formed of sound, consist of sound, and the meshing of sounds provides the stairway to and through the stars. I would hold you in my arms of light. I would absorb from you the shocks of life. I would convey myself with all love, that you might experience the contrast and therefore be equipped for the greatest battle in the history of the world. I do not speak lightly or idly, yet I cannot and must not reveal all that is to come, but only caution you in the preparedness of the spirit and the soul and the mind and the heart, and above all, in the physical body. We have pointed the way. The messenger has always followed. And obviously you who are here have followed her star to this point. May you follow it all the way home. May you know the meaning of home and of the ascension flame. May you know my voice by my vibration. Light of eternal worlds, come forth. I welcome you, legions of Sanat Kumara, retinue of light. I stretch forth my hand to receive from the hand of the Lord Sanat Kumara the beautiful New Year's scroll. I open it in the heart of the Royal Teton Retreat. And now there appears before me the thought form for the year 1982. It is the white dove of the Holy Spirit, two doves holding a scroll itself. It is entitled a proclamation of freedom by the World Mother. It is written by the hand of beloved Omega. It is a divine document that proclaims for individuals and peoples, karmic groups upon earth, light bearers, embodied angels, each and every one a statement of freedom. It is the enunciation of freedom. This thought form of the scroll held by two doves is delivered individually to the heart of every light bearer on earth. There are even proclamations for those who have fallen from grace, who yet are given opportunity to return to that level of grace by accepting and implementing the proclamation of freedom that affects their individual life streams. This scroll contains an outline of the final opportunity for freedom and the freedom ultimately to be God to every life stream upon earth yet counted under this dispensation by beloved Alpha and Omega. One can see that many months by Earth's time have been necessary for the writing of the proclamation. It is the stretching forth of the hand of the Mother Guru, Omega, that no stone be left unturned, in order that every last life stream might know the meaning of freedom, what is accorded by cosmic law to his life stream, and the knowledge of its implementation as well. All of the writing is in script and in gold. One can see how the heart of the messenger, inclined to the heart of Omega, has captured some elements of this proclamation and this thought form in the one that she has delivered on Christmas Day. There are many more freedoms to be proclaimed and grievances to be stated. This Omega herself has done. The cosmic Virgin has beheld the travail of her sons over eons in time and space, to draw back to the heart of the Father the recalcitrant, decadent ones, the stubborn and the proud, the willful and the estranged. This proclamation is made in honor of the truly Herculean efforts that have been made by world teachers, shepherds, and avatars, inasmuch as they have spent their life embodiment after embodiment to draw the light bearers home. Omega has honored their unrewarded endeavor by this reward, which I can tell you on behalf of all of us who have served, is the greatest reward which we could receive: a proclamation of freedom, that we might know in our hearts throughout all eternity that not only our own efforts, but that of the Cosmic Virgin herself were not spared, and that truly every life stream received the ultimate opportunity to choose to live in and as God forevermore. Blessed ones, the Lord Sanat Kumara tells me that this very thought form of the scroll with the two doves bearing it in their beaks is part of the ancient memory of every soul gone forth from the great throne room of Alpha and Omega. For Omega's parting words to those who went forth were a reminder that in the final hour of opportunity, when no more chances might be taken to go in a way perverse, should come, that in that hour two doves would appear. Two doves would appear with the scroll, a proclamation of freedom. For you see, one of the greatest mistakes of the recalcitrant ones is to always think that Mother will give them one more chance, one more round, one more opportunity. And of course, all good things must come to an end, even the playground of the matter spheres. And the school bell rings, and the teacher mother must call her children home from the playgrounds of the universes of life, thus that they might truly know that the bell will not sound again. Each was to receive and does in this hour receive that personal scroll of a proclamation of freedom specifically applicable to his own life stream. Let us dream the dream of God for all life. Let us understand the love of Omega for Alpha and of Alpha for Omega. And in the divine parents represented Here in Elohim, know that each dove bears in its heart the kiss of Father, the kiss of Mother. And that is the transmission and the greeting when the doves descend to each heart. I tell you, blessed ones, as these scrolls are being delivered by millions of doves of the Spirit upon earth in this moment, there are hearts leaping for joy, such immense and untold joy. And there are others who are sorely ashamed, and some who are rebellious, and some who will not even receive the scroll, as though by not receiving it they could consider that somehow it was never delivered, and therefore its law does not apply to them. The folly of the backwards consciousness. Alas, there are some already so depraved by their murderous acts that they are no more impressed by the doves of the Spirit or the thought form of the year than they are impressed by the murders which they commit with their own hands. Where life is insensate, life does not exist. Those who are insensitive to life are the most dangerous of all creatures upon earth. Shun them, beware of them, for they are always the instruments of death. Many are among the generation of youth. Many are teenagers who commit the grossest of crimes in this very city and nation. Pray that angels of light will displace these dark figures in the state of their own dissolution, and that while there are yet bodies, there may also be angels who guard against the penetration of those bodies by the darkest of spirits and astral momentums. I pray that you will consider, as you go into deep meditation, the taking of your own pen and the writing of your own proclamation of freedom from every binding habit, and from all banal influences to which you have allowed yourself to be subjected. Write the story that you perceive the glory of the woman should proclaim for you in this hour of the celebration of your natal day in heaven. We celebrate the ascension of our messenger Godfrey, and we seal you in the ongoing light of all witnesses who have ever served our cause. In the name of Sanat Kumara, be healed of thy ignorance.